Welcome back. After that last cold noodles video, I feel like a lot of you were asking for more. So once again, I got you. Today we're doing a pasta version. Hear me out. I feel like when a lot of us see the words pasta salad, there is a very specific image that comes to mind. There's macaroni, maybe some mayo, maybe some sad little bits of celery. I get it. I also grew up not really being a huge fan of pasta salad, but that version is really just one tiny little corner of what pasta salad can be. Because once you start exploring a little bit more, you'll find out there's this whole world of summer pastas out there that's bright and exciting and just really fun to eat. So today I'm making 6 of them. Some are served cold, some are room temp. All of these are built around summer flavors, and only one of them has mayo. Think of this less as a pasta salad video and more of a summer pasta celebration. Let's get into it. So starting off strong, this one is basically a love letter to caprese salad. This is my marinated mozzarella caprese pasta salad. All the same players, only this time we also have pasta in the mix. And it's built around the idea that when your ingredients are really good, you really don't have to do very much to them at all. But before anything else, we're gonna start with the mozzarella pearls in here, because this is where the whole dish starts. I really like mozzarella pearls for this. I think it's like the perfect little bite size. If you can't find them though, you can just, tear up a chunk of fresh mozzarella. There's something about making it yourself, and it is so much easier than you think it is. As you can tell, there's a lot of flavor that's going in there. There's garlic, parsley, basil, dill, chili flakes, lemon juice, zest, salt, and a very generous amount of olive oil. You want enough in there to sort of keep everything submerged. Let it sit for at least an hour, and what you'll end up with are these delicious marinated pearls and this now very, very fragrant herb-infused oil, what we're going to be using as the dressing in the pasta. So very, very important. So the pasta I'm using is orecchiette, which is also known as little ears. Very cute, because the cup shape here is designed to scoop things up. So my vision for this is kind of to have the little ear pasta scooping up a mozzarella pearl. It's just a fun, silly little thing. And then while the pasta is cooking, I'm just keeping everything else really simple. So sweet cherry tomatoes, shallot, fresh basil, again, the key players of a caprese salad, all the flavors. And then once the pasta's cooled, everything goes into the bowl. The chopped ingredients, the pasta, the mozzarella pearls, along with a couple tablespoons of that brilliant marinade oil. There is already so much flavor in here that you really don't have to adjust very much at all. But also balsamic vinegar, which, quick note, I feel like if there's one thing you should splurge on, it is a good quality balsamic vinegar. A good balsamic vinegar should be naturally sweeter, a little more thick, a little more viscous, with just the right amount of tang. I feel like in a dish like this, very, very simple ingredients, a good one will really sort of make or break the dish. But otherwise, that's really it. You'll end up with this beautiful peak summer pasta salad that will 100% satisfy your craving as a caprese pasta salad person. Now this next one is inspired by my recent trip to Mexico City. This is the elote pasta salad. So this last visit was my first time in Mexico City, and I just really loved the flavors there so much. So I wanted to try and whip up a pasta version, sort of celebrating that flavor profile a little bit, but also with extra corn, because I actually really, really love corn, and summer is the season for corn. For the pasta this time, the main thing is finding a small shape. So something that's going to sit alongside and complement the corn rather than overpower it. I found these mini lumaches that I thought were perfect, just these little snail shells that I think work really well, because again, the corn I feel like can kind of tuck into it a little bit, but really any small pasta works here. And then to sort of recreate the vibe of like a Mexican crema, I'm using a combination of sour cream and Greek yogurt as the base, mainly so I can keep it lighter and brighter than a mayo base. I really tried to keep this as mayo free as possible, but still creamy, tangy, and rich. The smoked paprika is probably the most important addition here. because I really wanted to add that bit of smokiness back in there, along with the heat of the chili powder and also that dash of hot sauce. Again, I know it's looking a little creamy, but it really does hit that perfect sweet spot of spicy and tangy, but not heavy at all. And then, keeping up with the low cook energy, I'm actually using a frozen bag of charred corn today, which is actually a shortcut I'd recommend taking if you want to cut down stovetop time and you still want great flavor, that charred flavor, without spending extra energy there. So now the pasta and all the toppings go into my bowl. I really went all in on the corn here, with an extra sprinkle of lime zest on top, and then the dressing goes all over. And I honestly feel like I could have done even more pasta and corn here because this one soaked up the sauce so well. With a little more cotija and tahini on top, feta also works great here. This was bright and smoky and creamy all at once. It was exactly what I was looking for. So if those flavors are calling out to you, this is a absolute must try. Okay, if you're coming here from the cold noodle video, you know that I did a Taiwanese sesame noodle last time, liang mian. This one, my spicy tahini pasta salad, is actually in that same flavor family, but reworked specifically for pasta. So it's gonna give you that same sort of nutty, garlicky, slightly spicy, but somehow feels even richer and is a lot more loaded than the noodle version. So the pasta I'm using for this one is the fusilli corti col buco, these little hollow corkscrew shapes. And I chose this specific pasta type because they kind of remind me a little bit of ramen noodles after you cook them. Extra curly, a little springy. I think it's a very satisfying pasta to eat cold. For the dressing this time, I'm using tahini as the base, which you can swap in peanut butter, but the argument for tahini is that it has a smoother, more pourable consistency right out of the gate. So it just makes your life easier. And I like those sesame flavors. The rest of the dressing though is really all about building layers. So something salty, something acidic, a little sweetness to balance it all out, and then just some warm water added gradually until you get something that's silky and runny, basically something loose enough that it will properly coat everything later. The mix-ins, on the other hand, for this are all about crunch and freshness, and just, you know, a variety of colors to make things pop, make things fun. So that's why I went for purple cabbage, carrots, celery, etc. I know it looks like a lot, but it works because this dressing again is going to ultimately bring everything together. So then just before I'm pouring the dressing, this is when I add the chili oil to it. So now when I pour it right over the pasta, it can help keep some of those crispy bits intact. It just looks so good, so glossy. The dressing really clings onto every little bit of pasta and veggie in there. Topped with sesame seeds, another drizzle of chili oil. I'm just saying, if the sesame noodles got you good last time, this one might just hit even harder. Okay, before we move on to our next pasta, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to our sponsor for this portion of the video, HelloFresh. You know, today is all about celebrating global flavors in pasta salad form, but if you want to switch things up a little bit and explore a little more, I think HelloFresh is just a really fun way to do that. I just got my box delivered, so I thought it'd be fun to do a quick little unboxing, show you what I got. I have these zesty chicken skewers that come with a charred corn salad. You can tell I've been really into those Mexican flavors. Street cut style chicken bowls, and the one I've been looking forward to the most, the Parmesan panko crusted lamb chops. The thing is, even as somebody who, you know, cooks a lot and spends a lot of time at grocery stores, there's just something about having a recipe show up that I maybe wouldn't have thought of on my own. They have over 100 new recipes every week from global cuisines, and everything comes pre-portioned, delivered right to your door, so there's a lot less just like mental load. You don't have to stress about what to make. I will say I also love Factor for those days when I need something that's both quick and nourishing, but HelloFresh is my go-to when I feel like, you know, being in the kitchen and just exploring something new that I maybe don't want to buy ingredients in bulk for. So if you're interested, you can use my code INGAFM at hellofresh.com for 10 free meals and free shipping. The link is in the description box as always. I will be making a meal immediately after this, but for now, let's get back to our summer pastas. This next one started as an experiment of sorts. This is my yuzu ricotta pasta with spring peas and toasted breadcrumbs. I love yuzu. I always say it's, you know, lemon's more interesting cousin. So I feel like I just keep trying to find ways to use it in quite literally everything. So that's what I'm working with here. This is my yuzu juice and also my yuzu oil. But if you can't find yuzu, honestly, lemon is still a great substitute here. So the base of this recipe is a ricotta dressing, and I wanted to go with ricotta because it has this really gentle tang to it. It's not quite as intense as, say, like cream cheese, not as rich as something like mascarpone. It kind of just sits somewhere in the middle where it's creamy but still light, so very summery. I've also always found it to be the perfect partner for citrus-based things. In a way, to me, they're kind of speaking the same language. So they all go into the dressing, and what happens is all that citrus flavor kind of amplifies the tang that's already in the ricotta. It will very easily become this really silky, almost whipped consistency that's going to, once again, cling to our pasta perfectly. This time, the pasta I'm going with is fusilli because, again, similar to the corkscrew pastas from earlier, the spirals are doing very important work. This is what's going to allow that creamy dressing to just catch onto every little groove here. So once it's cooked, rinsed, and drained, the pasta goes right in. The spring peas here, I actually did not parboil. I wanted it to have that like crunch. So just fresh spring peas, pop of color, some grated pecorino romano, and just a tiny sprinkle of chili flakes. But for some extra fun and crunch, I also like adding some toasted breadcrumbs on top, which just gives every bite a little more oomph and helps it from feeling heavy. A little more yuzu olive oil as a finishing drizzle, and this right here is to me what a creamy summer pasta should feel like. Brightness all around. I personally just really enjoy this one. Funny story, the inspiration for this one actually started from the air fryer video. This is the Caesar pasta salad with air fried pasta croutons. So if you watch the air fryer video, you remember how I did that thing where I air fried my pasta into these little crispy crackers. The texture of these just reminded me so much of like actual croutons. I thought, hey, why not actually give it a try, repurpose it as croutons? And you know what? It actually works really well. So again, I'm going with farfalle. I just think the crevices in here work so well to catch all that Parmesan and seasoning. So I'm cooking the farfalle. I'm splitting it in half. So one half stays soft as the pasta base and the other half goes into the air fryer with all the seasonings and the Parmesan. So from the same pasta, the idea is that you can get two different textures. And again, what I love about using bow tie pasta for this is that the corners of these bow ties just become extra crispy, and it just gives you this really satisfying crisp when you bite into it. And now going on to the Caesar dressing, which in my opinion always hits in every shape and form. As always, store-bought I think works great if you don't have the time to make it from scratch, but the from scratch version really is worth the effort. This, by the way, is the only pasta salad slash summer pasta that we're using mayo, and the mayo in this case will be made from scratch. That's what I'm doing here. This is the homemade mayo base with the egg and the oil, which I know it sounds intimidating at first, but this is one of those things that feels kind of magical when you watch it come together. It just slowly gets thicker and glossier until it comes together into this really beautiful creamy base. And to this base is what we're adding the rest of the seasoning. So, you know, the anchovy paste, more cheese, salt and pepper, lemon juice, basically the umami, the acidic and the savory, and it's just truly delicious. I like mine with just that extra squeeze of lemon juice, but again, that really is the beauty of making your own, adjusting it to however you like. So all this good stuff goes into a bowl, the chopped romaine, the soft pasta, the pasta croutons. The dressing just goes all over before you give it a good toss. And now it's a Caesar salad and a pasta salad at the same time. But in my opinion, somehow more fun and a lot more substantial than any of these individual elements on their own. On to our last pasta salad today. My very green pasta, the pistachio pesto pasta, as inspired by my forever go-to pesto pasta. I make pesto pasta a lot at home. It's just one of those dishes that I feel like I can have all the time without ever getting sick of it. So this was my attempt to make a version that would also taste fantastic cold. And so because of all these requirements, orzo is my chosen pasta for this because as I learned from the orzo dish last time in the noodle video, it's small but it's really dense, so it actually holds up in the fridge really well. And it's also really great at absorbing whatever sauce it's in really beautifully, where it actually almost tastes even better a day later. So orzo. And then for the pesto, I'm going with a pistachio base because I kind of like the deeper, slightly sweeter nuttiness that it has. And it pairs really well with the peppery bitterness of arugula, which is what I'm also adding in here, just to, you know, keep things interesting, keep it very green. Also going in are the basil, the parmesan, the garlic. I'm also a lot more generous with the olive oil today because I want to help loosen the sauce up a little more since it's going to thicken up even more once we add it to the pasta. But I will say for this one, again, we're just celebrating everything green. So it's one of those recipes that I feel like you can really lean into whatever greens you have at home or whatever's in season. Ramps work really well here, wild garlic, even like asparagus. I actually ended up adding some scallions in here as well. But outside of that, I'm also adding in some microgreens. I have some more arugula, some shallots, and just for fun, because I have it, I'm also adding in some of the marinated mozzarella pearls that we made from the first pasta. And at this point, I'm just clearing out my fridge, so I'm also throwing in some leftover chicken, which I will say for all of the recipes today, you could really honestly add whatever protein you fancy. For this one in particular though, I feel like no matter what you add in here, the pesto dressing is strong enough on its own that it's just going to carry through no matter what. So as you can see, you'll end up with something that's very herby and very green. It's everything I love about my usual pesto pasta. It's just that now it's in a form that I can make ahead, keep in the fridge, and slowly eat through it all week. And that's it, all 6 summer pastas. Honestly, same energy as the cold noodles, only a little more cheese and a lot more lemons. Let me know in the comments which one you're most excited to try, but also if you have a pasta salad that you love that I didn't cover today. I just love being able to do this mini summer series, so I will find all excuses to do more. As always, if you like this video, remember to like and subscribe. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.